Here's choice, and if you're joining me a little bit later, I hope that you get to see the beginning of the video. I'm going to do live videos sometimes when it's something like this. I did get a few not dollar bin books. They have a dollar bin there, or quite a few actually. So at Player's Choice, the dollar bin, if you get 12 of them, it's $10. So it's like buying 10, get 2 free. I got probably 3 or 4, so 48 comics from that. And then I got some other ones out of the other areas. And we'll talk about that in a second. I was hoping the discount would work on these. So I also got this, and I'm going to grab it real quick. I almost forgot about it. This one I have not been on my computer yet. But Merman. Now, I have several Mermen, but I don't think I have this particular one. If I do, it was $9.95. The packaging's pretty much crushed on it. I'm sure they got it from somebody doing a trade-in. I hope that they didn't take out of the package and break its arm or anything. The way it's crumbled like this, it makes me a little bit concerned. And I didn't crumble like this. It was like this when I bought it. So I do like Merman a lot. He is one of my favorites. That looks very inappropriate. I didn't realize that on his sword. This is actually one of the earliest, or these are one of the earliest ones that they actually made in the original ones. He-Man was my first one, Skeletor. I did get a faker. I got rid of that orange thing. I thought it looked stupid. On him I did. I never got Evil Lyn originally when I was a kid, or Fisto. But Merman was definitely one of the ones I got from the original 8. Faker was not one of the original 8. So his face looks a lot more like the LOP, Lords of Power, I think is what it's called in South America, I think is what the market was made for. But I probably already have one, but hey, you can always have an army of those mermen. They're not just one person. If you ever read the original comics, not the DC comics, the original little teeny comics, they were basically a race of people, which is pretty much true for all of them until, I don't know, whatever it's called, the comic cartoon came out. So Ikari Warriors 2 Victory Road is a game that I had on the Apple IIgs. And since I'm getting a well, it's not a Famicom, it's a Nintendo, but I'm going to keep calling it a Famicom because it's a little teeny tiny Nintendo. It's not an emulator. It's a hardware. It plays from the hardware. Like, you don't stick this in and it finds the thing and emulates it. So if you stick in anything into it, it's supposed to work. So that's good. I'm looking forward to getting that. It was only $25 on Amazon. I got it on Black Friday. And they aren't going to ship it until the 19th, which is freaking ridiculous. I don't know if Amazon's trying to push their Amazon Prime. You're pushing me away from you, Amazon. I can get Walmart to send me something like 2 days later, no problem, or the next day. But I got this for $11.95. Now you might be thinking, I seen it for like about $11.50 on the eBays. Me too. But then when you click the shipping and handling, oh. There we go. So $11.95 is fine. I did see it like for $11.50 on eBay, and when I clicked on it to go, oh, because I always go cheapest plus shipping, but it doesn't show you the shipping on the list. So when you click on the cheapest one, then it shows you, oh, then $6 shipping. Well, yeah, I'd rather just get it while I got the getting's good. All right, so we got they got plenty of other games down there. Eventually, I might just work some games in my collection too while I'm down there. I'm just now still working back into, getting back into it. I got rid of so many games and stuff that I kind of just stuck to one game for a long time. And now that my dad's gone, I started going through my old stuff and trying to get back out the things that I'd pushed to the side for like the last 5 years. So, Steel Grip Starkey, #1 in a 6-issue limited series. I have never heard of it, but that art looks pretty darn good on the cover. Looks very interesting. And it's a #1, so if you start here and you like it, you can find #2. If you start here and you hate it, well, you won't be hating it because you're like, what happened? I don't know what happened in #1. Superboy, New 52. These are all like 80-some cents because they're, 12 for $10. The dollar bin is 12 for 10 is what I like to say. We got Marv Wolfman. That's interesting. So this is the Superboy for the New 52. He's got that really cool uniform. But evidently, I think that's actually Casey, the Wonder Girl from the Young Justice, or what is it in this world? It's Teen Titans, yeah. Yep, it says right there, Wonder Girl. I was trying to figure out if that was Supergirl. That's who I thought it was at first. And then we got the Legion of Superheroes #5 from the I don't know what volume this is. I had a trade paperback of this, and I think I've read whatever the trade paperback closed. I think it covered the first 5 or 6 issues. So, from the way I read this particular series, is superheroes were forbidden, kind of like mutants. Oh, we can't have mutants. Like, it felt like an X-Men comic book to me. The ones that I read, I think it's from this line, but I'm not sure. I would, for modern comics, I used to get trade paperbacks because I was like, I don't really care to buy. Like, I'd rather pay $5 for trade paperbacks somebody else has already read than to pay, like, you know. But now I like the floppies. I like the cover art, and once you read it, you can mark it up as one of those. Electric Warrior. I like the way these robot-looking things look. I'm not sure what they are, but they look pretty interesting. Number 4. Plus, every time I see Electric Warrior, I don't know about you, but do you remember the electric company? Boing, boing. And we got X Factor. I remember this action figure. I thought it was absolutely hideous. I did not understand if that was a good guy or a bad guy. That was back in the 90s. Havoc versus Random. Well, he's versing Random, but I think I don't know. I haven't gotten to a comic book where I've actually read this one yet, but you know what? I might start reading out of sequence anyway. Cable, and I don't see Cable on the cover, but I remember this action figure, but wasn't he from the X-Men 2099? It says Domino Grizzly to the death. He looks like somebody from X-Men 2099. Now this is, I got number 1 of this a few months ago, and I keep going, gosh, that looks like Star Brand. I don't know who this is, and that looks like the guy from the cartoon, what was it called? Static Shock. I mean, that's either Static Shock or a complete and total ripoff. We got Thunderbolt right here, so it could be Thunderbolt. I don't know. He obviously is a fast person. Yeah, it definitely looks like we're going to take all your superheroes and we're going to make our own little comic book with them. Malibu Comics, Ultraverse. Oh, and I got Daydreamers 2 and 3. Let me get number 3 out since I got more down here. I'm just peeling up one at a time. I also have Daydreamers number 1. I haven't read it yet, but that character right there looks like just like the new, the Future State Legion of Superheroes. Looks like one of those. It's got Howard the Duck in it, and it's got that alien from those aliens from Future, whatever it's called, Future Foundation. And it's got, of course, Franklin Richards in it. From the pages of Generation X. So that's why it's interesting to me. Plus, it just, I don't know, it just seems kind of strange. But I got all 3 issues now, so I can finally get around to reading them. Let me grab another handful here. All right, so every now and then there's newer comics thrown in, and this one looks like a fairly new one, plus it's $4.99. I'm guessing it's a new one. Star Wars Bounty Hunters. I like the Bounty Hunters. I like Boba Fett, so I might like it. I did read Star Wars Darth Vader's Volumes 1 and 2 whenever Marvel took them over in 2015. And I did read Star Wars for a good while, but at some point I fell off the wagon on that one. Max Rebo. I'm not sure how interesting this is going to be about this guy right here, but we'll see. Battle of the Atom. Now, I remember Children of the Atom, so I don't know if this is related or what. I don't know. It looks cool. It's got the original team, and it's got the extended team, and it was like Days of Future Past up at the top. All right, so Metarog likes this guy named Deathlock. This is Volume 2 of Deathlock. I figure I'll try it out. Plus, it has X-Men's Forge. I think I'm winding down on energy. I'm about to cook some lunch, eat it, and then I'm going to actually get outside. I went outside to check on the cats while ago. I still there for a while, and I'm like, I'm not shivering. I'm not being blasted by cold. It's a pretty good day, and it's supposed to be foggy, but the sun's shining through pretty well. We got another Deathlock. Every time I say the name Deathlock, in my head I hear Deadlock by Baron Cross. It's a Christian heavy metal band. One of the best Christian heavy metal bands, in my opinion. We got 21. So I guess this is a comic book about people coming of the age to drink. I don't know. I have had these before because the art on this on the cover was pretty cool. It had like a big robot. I want to actually read it this time. I got Ghost Rider, or Space Ghost Rider. What am I saying? This one I think is a fairly new one. And every now and then they just throw new ones in there because modern comics don't sell as well, I guess. I don't know. I did not know Challengers of the Unknown had a 90s series, but this is the volume 2 of Challengers of the Unknown. And they all do like they're extremely in pain or something right there. Of course, they are standing on top of dead bodies, so could have something to do with it. Team 7, Objective Hell. I just need one more issue of this and I'll have all of them. It's almost like a Vietnam version of the superheroes from like Young Justice, or not Young Justice, Young Blood, and you know that era, because that was like Death Blow. Not sure who all these are. I was shocked to see this issue. This is a great issue. Enter Doctor Strange. Yeah, Alpha Flight. I wonder why Wendigo's attacking that woman. And that woman kind of looks like, what is her name? The twins, you know, the woman with the twins. I don't recognize any other characters other than Wendigo and Doctor Strange on here. Is that the Flash? Why is the Flash in the Marvel universe? I don't see Vindicator. Up here at the top we have Shaman, Talisman, Vindicator. I just said his name, Wendigo, and Box. I don't see him down here. All right, we got some more coming up. Grab them. I did pick up, like I started to just put a few at the end of mine. I was like, you know what? By golly, I should just get a whole $12 or $10 worth of them, 12 issues of something called American Flag. There's going to be a lot of American flags after this. Like a whole 12 of them, like a dozen of them. All right, so the Avengers West Coast. I hope it's still good this time. People talk about it starts good and ends bad. I don't know where it ends bad. It's like 100 issues of this comic. This one looks pretty good, though. Rematch with Magneto, enough said. All right, so digital webbing, I'm pretty sure that they did a one issue of... Oh, and I wanted to look at this. All right, so of E-Man. Now, this is a thickie right here. And it's a crossover side cover. I think this is probably Bub's taste right there, but I think the cybernetic parts look pretty cool. She's got like a spider, and it's webbing, so she's kind of like Spider-Woman from the Cyborg universe. All right, so the different comics in here are Ecstasy Advent. That sounds nasty. Dark Side of the Moon, The Nest, The Team, Dream Come True, Night White Lab Rats, that looks way too realistic. Harlow's Inn, Elijah's Tale, and the cover pencils. So no E-Man. I was kind of hoping when I saw that it would be E-Man in here, because I could have sworn E-Man had a one shot, but it may have had more things in here, like Raj 2000 and stuff. Kind of reminds me of Epic. Remember Epic, the magazine that had a bunch of, it was an anthology book? This is what this was like. It was like one of those anthology books. But it's not something that only has one and done. It's got number 3 there. And I think whenever I put this into the computer, I checked on Comic Vine, and there's at least a year's worth of those. All right, so here is something called American Flag. You grab... There. I'm grabbing all of them because I got a bunch of these. So American Flag, I don't know anything about it, but I never had any of these. I never bought them. I never read them. I never looked at them. But it seems like people buy them whenever there's like the $2 sales going on with the C3. And people really like some of this stuff. I've never heard of it. Now, First Comics, the only reason I remember First Comics so well is because it had a big giant robot called Dynamo Joe, which I definitely bought and read. And because it looked so much like Gundam before Americans even knew what Gundam was. Only reason I knew what Gundam was, my Vietnamese best friend actually introduced me to it. And not because he had it in Vietnam. He was in America all of his life. But anyway, I think he just happened to find them he lived near the mall. And we, when I was staying over his house one night, we went to the mall and he showed me about them. I was like, those are cool. And he had enough money to buy one. He was like saving up for them. And I thought they were really cool. It was a model kit of Gundam. It just reminds me a lot of, like, I don't know. It doesn't look like he has any powers, but he definitely looks like he's a like Punisher kind of person, maybe, but kind of like Captain America mixed with Punisher, maybe. My dear chap, please do slow down. And then later on, after he died, they actually made a ship and named it the USS Flag in the G.I. Joe universe. And I thought this was the number one of them, and so I was like, oh, I got pretty much a complete run. No, it's the one special number one. All right, I think this will be my last handful I can bring up. And there's gonna be some newer ones in here. So I know Mark likes this comic a lot. Red Coat, Ghost of the Machine, and Animal. So it was only $1. So I was like, well, I could try it. But I'm not spending $3.99 on something new that I may not like. This looked very interesting. It looked like, it reminds me of those old comics. Airboy, that's what it reminds me of. But without any women with their, tatas showing. All right, that's the end of the dollar comics. Then there's a few that I paid a little bit more, but I get 25% off because of my discount of the white sticker ones. And the white sticker ones, he's already told me, like, the white sticker ones are the ones you want, because the orange stickers or whatever, those are newer comics. Nah, I do want the white stickers. So they got their comics in order, alphabetically, of course. I've been through that so many times. I never can find anything that I really need. But they also have this bunch of boxes that need to be placed that have been priced separately from the dollar stuff. And so I like to once in a while flip through that, and I found this in there. So I paid $3 for this. And actually, Metarog just showed this last night on his YouTube channel. I was like, I got that. Actually, before he showed it, I was like, I got a DC special. It was the one with earth-shaking events or whatever. And he showed it right after I said that. I was like, yes, that's awesome. What's really confusing to me, it says Superman. That's not confusing. The Flash and Green Lantern. Still not confusing because those are their names. The world's mightiest mortal. Wait, what? He's Captain Marvel or Shazam? Did they lose the rights to both names, or they didn't decide what to call him? But it's even, giving you information of what's going on here. And then it's the world's mightiest mortal. That's an awfully long name, like the world's greatest American hero. And this cover is absolutely gorgeous. It is a Bob Layton cover. Look how shiny his armor looks. It looks really good. It's Iron Man versus everybody. It's a number 127, 1979, according to this. It's got the little diamond up there, and it's also got the marker. Now, the Mark III label makes me think that this came in a 3-pack and was reprinted by what is it called, Whitman. So I got this one for $4.50 because it says $6, 25% off of that's pretty easy to figure out. So let's see if it has anything about Whitman in there. Iron Man is published by blah blah blah. So it doesn't say like second printing or anything else, but I have a feeling that this is one of those. Oh, see, this is why I always wanted the gold one. You had to mail away for it. How you couldn't mail away for it? I had the Daggett, the Ovarian. I had that stupid ugly thing. I had a Silver Cylon, and I also had, I feel like you're missing a figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, those were the original 6, but I feel like there's another one. I must be thinking like Buck Rogers, which rip Buck Rogers. I was really sad when I woke up this morning and I saw that Gil Gerard died. I was like, oh man, I was really wanting Gil Gerard. I've heard rumors that they're going to have a new Buck Rogers cartoon, or not cartoon, what am I saying? Series. And I was hoping that Gil Gerard could be like in the first episode as a cameo. Like if you ever watch Buck Rogers, Buster Crabbe showed up in the series. And I was hoping Gil Gerard would show up in the series as kind of like a veteran pilot, kind of a retired man coming back to help out for one episode. I was really hoping for that, but we'll never have it unless they've already filmed it and we don't know about it. And number 12 for the Fantastic Four, the silver shiny editions. I'm glad that they're $4.99. If you pay, like if you buy the regular, they're also $4.99. Plus, unlike DC, they don't charge you more for the bigger. Like these things are bigger than newer comics. They got a lot more pages in them. But DC would charge you like $7.99 for this because their bigger comics cost more. And fortunately, you get a foil, and actually you can pay more than $7.99. $7.99 is for the ones that, like say, Brave or Detective Comics number like 17 or something, because it has more pages, like 64 pages, as opposed to modern comics. And if you got the foil cover, it's another extra amount. I don't know what amount because I did get them, but that's just because. But I'm making something that's a facsimile. I like it to be a little bit different, but not terribly. I want it to be like something like this. So that's my newer comics. So what do you guys, or not newer, but the non-dollar comics. So what do you think about those and the other ones? I'd just like to hear from you guys. The only downside of doing live videos is that nobody's going to ever watch this unless they watched it live. If I did this later in the day, I would get more people, I realize now. I thought maybe doing it at lunch would get more people, but nope. Plus, I'm going to cook some lunch, go out and work in the building some. I'm going to give it one last chance to that building that's closer to the property line. Because on a nice day, I don't know if the neighbor is breeding dead animals or something, but there's a lot of gnats over there on a hot day. And I don't like gnats. I'm not a big fan of gnats. How about you guys? And if you ever played Akari Warriors 2, let me know. I can't wait for my game system to come. The 19th is actually this week, so I might get it. They may mail it to me this week, and then it'll get mailed to probably Washington, and then down to Texas, and then maybe it'll eventually get to me. You never know with our postal system. But I'm looking forward to playing this again. I know what you're saying. You can just go online and emulate it. I know. I know all about emulation, but I just like that whole sticking a cartridge in. And I even ordered some stuff from AliExpress, which I know after I did, I was like, oh, I remember why AliExpress. It has nothing to do with the tariffs. It has everything to do with the fact that the last few things I did not get from them, I did get refunded, but I still wanted the stuff. Somebody sent me it wasn't the person who's sending the stuff's fault. It's the people who work in the warehouse. So it's not like eBay is like people working out of their homes, okay? When you order from AliExpress, those stores already have the stuff in the warehouse. The people in the warehouse put it together and send it to you. Well, last time I got a bag of screws. I'm like, what is this for? And I got my money refunded, but I still got a bag of screws. I don't. They didn't tell me to do anything. Just keep it, whatever. We don't need it. I just feel bad that somebody out there needed to build a building or something and didn't have a bunch of bolts and nuts and stuff. All right, so the reason I said this because I did buy from AliExpress. Hopefully I get it. Some multi-carts. Like I got Mega Man 1 through 6, and there's like 73 variations after, like it's Mega Man 1 through 6, and then there's a total of 73 games on there. One of them was like My Little Pony Mega Man. I'm like, what? I did see a video on YouTube with somebody doing it. I was like, okay, definitely worth the money. It's one cartridge. I got the translucent blue one on that, I think, because Mega Man's blue, but I wanted it to be really cool. I like translucent stuff. You know, you can see the stuff inside of it. I also got a translucent green of like 800 games on one cartridge or something crazy. And then for the, I think I got one for Sega Genesis as well. Yeah, I got one for Sega Genesis. And there was a game back in the 90s I desperately wanted called Musha. I thought I got it, but it's not on anything I got. Like I found my old computer files that I thought I lost. But I'm still having to go through and confirm that I still have the stuff I have. But it wasn't on my original Sega Genesis like system of games I have. So I'm like, dang it. That game is over $500 to $1,000 now if you buy it on eBay. I could not believe that Musha cost that much. So I bought a knockoff version for $10 because I am not paying. No matter what you do, if you pay $1,000 because you want to be, you know, Mr. Perfect, the people that design it aren't see a penny of it. Sega Genesis ain't gonna get a penny of it. So if you buy it off of eBay, used, or you buy it knockoff from China, nobody that originally had anything to do with that game is making a dime off of it. unless they live in China and work for that company. Yeah, maybe. So I'm having a little bit of a, I think it's on my side on this thing. All right. Well, you guys have a great day. I still got to put this head on the body, but it's a nice day. I'm going to try to get outside. Hopefully I won't get sick again. But that's not going to be from being outside. That's going to be from probably sitting around here all day. Oh, and I still got a box of comics that I found. I got one of my plastic bins of comics I found in the building that I thought maybe I scanned them and stuck them back in there, but I took out a few issues and found out they're not on my CLZ app. So I'm like, oh, I got to do that. But I'll do that later. Have a great day.